What's up, guys? This is it. This is the night, not the night before Christmas, but it's like 2 nights before, 3 nights before,
Three
3 nights
nights.
before Christmas. Late night with Lambro. Here we are, boys and girls. I'm your host, Adi, and of course, I have Lambro in front of me. Lambro, are you feeling festive
I'm
this at
feeling
the start of
great.
this weekend? The
Finished
time of
work
recording, it's a
today.
Friday.
I'm feeling great. Played a little bit of the Harry Potter video game. So I'm having fun on my Friday night. Pretty chilled. Everyone else is out of town. So it's pretty chill hanging out here in DC this Christmas.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a little bit of a chill night, gotta say.
Very
Gotta
true.
say, definitely
I'm
nothing
with you.
wrong with that. So, Lambro, as we go ahead and we get started, why don't you share with the audience here
Yeah.
what you're drinking tonight?
I'm drinking tonight the best-selling beer in the United States, a Modelo Especial. Basic. It's what I had in my fridge. I have another Pilsner as well, but I was feeling more light, fruity. Is that what you call Modelo? Fruity, light beer. So went with that
Uh,
for tonight's drinking. I remember we did a boozing with the boys back years ago when I was in lockdown in Greece, and I had a Vergina beer. So this reminds me of that, dude. Which I think people told me is good. I didn't like it. I'm not a fan, but anyway,
well,
Modelo
it's not a
tonight.
bad choice. My choice of beverage for this, as the interviewer, I've got a lovely moonshine. This is blueberry pancake moonshine. It's delightful.
Are you going to
Nothing
expose
like a
what
good.
conversation we had right before going live?
No, we're not going to tell people that you
Okay.
thought moonshine was beer. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Let's
jump
slide.
right into this. We got a lot of questions. I wasn't expecting to get as many questions as we did get. Everybody was super excited about this, so super pumped to get
I don't know
started.
why. I don't know why, but let's
It's
get
yeah, there's some funny questions, and we're just gonna roll with the punches here, see how long
okay.
it takes, and we're gonna start off with a pretty easy one, I think. So now all the questions coming in, they're anonymous, of course, so you don't know who's asking them. Although maybe
Yeah.
after I ask them, you might find out who it is. But the first question we'll get started off with is a roster question. You have to pick
Okay.
one of two players to roster in your Olympiacos team. First choice is Ramon for left back. The second choice is Costanzo for goalkeeper. So who do you pick?
Ramon. I pick Ramon for Costanzo was terrible. We've had a lot of bad goalkeepers though at the club, so I think I roster Ramon, even though
Okay.
I just there's going to be more Ramon questions, aren't there? I can
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. So first question, see, nice, easy warm up. Second question, what would it take to make you happy about Olympiacos again?
Oh my god! Wow, that's a very deep question. Um, wow, what would make me happy? I think I've always said from the start, I just want to see a vision, a project that I can get behind. I was excited with Cordon and Martinez because it seemed like we were going into that sort of idea, but also not just any shitty project. Like I think our new project is going back to Mendes. If any of you guys read the Athletic piece that came out, I don't know if I'm really up for being like the club of a super agent and what that entails. I think my vision of what the club could be is never going to happen under current management and ownership. So the best I can wish for is just the best we can do currently with what we've got, and that's Mendes at the moment, and that's current ownership. So I would love to see Olympiacos just get back to that European level that it was at under Pedro Martins, and be a team that we're proud to say we support, a team that does well in the community, a team that is proud of itself. It plays its football on the pitch. It doesn't talk outside the pitch. For so many
I
years, that
understand.
was the Olympiacos I loved. So I just want to get behind something I can be proud of. And the current decisions that I've seen the past 18 months, I just don't feel proud of the club at the moment. And there you go. That's a long answer for that one.
Well, let me ask you then. So if because I thought about this while you were giving your answer. Let's let's say Olympiacos magically wins the league this year under Carvajal. We make a couple of decent additions in the summer.
Yeah.
We make it into the Champions League through Champions League qualifiers.
Yeah.
So if we're starting to get back to that, even though it's not in the way you like it, would the end results justify the means for
It's
you?
fine. Yeah, I think I've come to the realization some of the conversations we have on the podcast are a bit of a pipe dream, like the
Yeah.
scouting, the academy, supporting young people. I think it's a bit of a pipe dream that we have for the club because we can see the potential and we've met with people who know the potential. So I think we really got to get back to if we get back to Europe, we get back to the Champions League, we can attract better talent. And who knows, there was a formula that worked with Pedro Martins, and it wasn't exactly the academy and trusting young players as well. So if we can get back to the roots of how that strategy worked, maybe through Mendes clients and whatnot, I can get behind that. Maybe it's not the path I would take personally, but I can get behind it. So, yeah.
Well, I've got an even deeper question for you here.
Yeah.
Our next question is baklava or melmakarona?
Melu Macarona by far. Also, you have frozen on my screen. I don't know what.
Oh, it shows me you've frozen. Oh, Lambro, did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Oop. We have lost Lambro. Just when we got to the first tough question. Not much we can do about that. This computer crapped out. Baklava, melmakarona. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I don't know. My Google Chrome died. Sorry, everyone.
That's funny.
Just
It's all right. I'll edit
something.
that part out. Don't worry.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll restart.
Okay.
So our next question is
Yeah.
baklava or melmakarona?
Isn't that a weird question? Shouldn't it be Corabiedes or Melo Macarona? Isn't that the
This
traditional?
one, maybe, but this
Melo
this is
Macarona is the best Greek dessert by far.
it is a fantastic
Easily,
dessert.
I crushed those cookies.
Oh
Corabiedes
yeah.
don't do anything for me, and baklava is not even in the discussion. I was recently speaking with a Turkish friend, and I was like, "You guys can have baklava. I don't claim it as a Greek. I'm just like, for me, if we get Melo Macarona in that trade, we win. We win. God damn it." So anyway, that's my answer.
That was a quick one. That was a quick one. Next question.
Yeah.
What is a good way to bring Olympiacos into the bedroom?
You have got to be kidding
I'm not
me.
kidding you.
This isn't real. This one's fake, right?
No, this is not
Do
fake. I
you want
promise you.
you okay. Do you I'm gonna answer that literally because I do not want to go down that route. Back in the days when I lived in Geneva, I had my two Olympiacos signed team jerseys. I don't know if the OGs remember my background, where I had the two jerseys overhead and I had my scarf. I brought it into the background. It was always above my bed. People could see
So
that.
only as a decoration.
As a decoration, I think is as far as far
No,
as you
no,
can go.
it can't be
Or you
used
can
in the
give a
process of romancing,
well,
is what you're
I
telling
give
me.
you an example, like, I give my girlfriends my Olympiacos sweatshirts or T-shirts, like, I don't know, to sleep in. Is that
I see. I see. But not no, you can't use it in the act of romancing, is what you're saying.
Well, I took my girlfriend to the game with Costas Llanos, Atalanta 3-0. That wasn't, like, the most romantic night of our lives, but but afterwards, it was, what is the holiday? Is it Chiknopemdi? Is that the holiday? Chiknopemdi, yeah, that's the holiday, and we ate amazing paidakya at Mavros Gatos in Pagrati. So, for all of those who go to Athens, Mavros Gatos next to Mavro Provato in Pagrati, next to the Panathinaikos Stadio, top. Can't recommend it more. So, yeah.
Nice plug there. Don't know what that had to do with the bedroom, but that's okay. It's a solid plug. Solid plug.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about.
Okay, next question. Why do you have so much anger? Is it your mother or father's fault?
Probably tough. I think it would be my father because he was raised by a World War II veteran. That's
Makes sense.
yeah, there you go. Time like military raised by a military man and then passed it on to me. So maybe that's it.
There you go. Okay. So we're going to switch gears a little bit here. Next
Okay.
question. Rank the places you have lived in terms of food, beauty, and quality of people.
That's a really good question.
This is a very
And
good
I
question.
feel like it could be Stefanos from our chat asked that.
No.
No, okay. Um, So food, can we start? So it's food, beauty, and what is
Start
the
with food. Yeah, start with food. So
so
rank the places
food?
that you've lived
I
by food.
I've lived in Athens for like 3 months. Does that count? What did I say? I
Yeah,
lived there. Okay.
extended period of time, more than 30 days.
Um, so I would say Hawaii is number one in food, surprisingly.
Okay. That
Number
does
two,
surprise me, but go
number
ahead.
two is Athens.
Okay.
Number three, I've lived in Seattle. Like, let me just lay it out. I've lived in Seattle. I've lived in DC. I've lived in the DC area, I guess you could say. I've lived in Geneva, Switzerland. I lived in Brussels. I've lived in Athens for a bit.
So you have Hawaii, Athens. Is Brussels up
Hawaii,
there?
Athens, Brussels. No offense, Costa. That was a pretty shitty food scene for me.
Oh,
Um,
God. What about Switzerland?
Geneva, horrific food scene as well. Very expensive, very mediocre. I'd say Seattle
Mm.
3. Seattle 3.
Really? Better than DC?
Actually, that's tough. Actually, let's do DC 3, Seattle 4,
Because
and
you made
I'd say
ventures into Baltimore, and Baltimore is considered to be like one
yeah.
of the top food places in the
If we're
country.
going DMV, right? That's what people say. DC, Maryland, Virginia. I
Yeah,
think it's like
let's say
yeah,
DMV then.
yeah. Let's say that, and then honestly, I would go then Brussels, then Geneva. Geneva, horrible
That
food
bad.
scene in my opinion, really bad. So, and then
Okay.
beauty, we go by beauty now.
Yeah, let's do beauty.
Okay, beauty, I would say for sure one is Hawaii, waterfalls, beach.
No surprise.
Two is Geneva, Switzerland. It's like one of the most beautiful places with the lake, the Mont Blanc, the mountains, just insane.
Yeah. Balance, right? Shitty food,
Balance.
nice scenery.
Exactly. And then number 3, um I would say Seattle is a pretty beautiful city for me as well. Um 4 would be Athens. I think being able to go to the ocean from the
Of course.
center, I really love that. Um, and what am I missing now? DC. DC and Athens are tied, let's say.
Really? I don't think
Um,
DC is pretty. I don't
ah,
think Athens is pretty either.
actually,
It just
so
it's
no, I'm
historic.
gonna say DC and Brussels are tied. I'd say DC is slightly better than Brussels. Brussels was like
There you
the worst city in terms of beauty I've ever lived in. I was
go.
very bad. So
Now, what about quality of people?
quality of people. Whew. I think DC is up there as like quality of people.
I counted for DC, so it's got to be up there.
I think DC is like 1. I think Greece is 2. I think Athens is 2. Honolulu, I think, is 3. People are so nice, down to earth. Um, Seattle, again, West Coast, very nice. Brussels 5, international crowd, very nice people, actually, very interesting, hardworking people. And then Geneva 6, like Swiss people are the worst. So yeah, those are
I
my rankings, I
expected them
guess.
to be the worst. I actually, the one that caught me by surprise was the food Hawaii taking. Otherwise, I'm not really surprised by your answers.
Food in Hawaii is like the best in the world for me. Like it's incredible. I'm more inclined. The one thing they don't have is Greek food in Hawaii.
Of course.
But I always joke that my father is the Greek restaurant in Hawaii, so
There you go.
the service is good, so the food is good, so and we have a like not very good Greek restaurant, but right next to it they have a Greek supermarket in Honolulu, and they have all the products we need, so that's quite
Perfect.
nice. So
There you go.
there's the
All right.
ranking.
So next question is going to be an Olympiacos question. If you
Okay.
could change the result of one Olympiacos game, which would it be and why?
I think everyone, like from my generation, I think from your generation, Costa's generation, is that Juventus game. Like
Yes.
as a kid, I've heard so much. But for me, like my generation, I think it's the Manchester United game,
Yeah.
1, and then that Wolves game 2, I think as well. I think
Yeah.
those are
See,
the
for me, it's
2.
between those two, Juventus and Man U.
Yeah, the Man U game was just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, specifically in Old Trafford, we're talking about.
Yeah, and I just wish Mitroglou was still on that team. Like I know he got the injury, but like a fit Mitroglou in the second half of that season, just oh god, with Joel Campbell and
Yeah.
Manolas and Holevas, like I don't know. It just feels like something was robbed from. Like sometimes I think back to that season and that generation. Chori Dominguez, Maniatis like was playing good, and I just feel like so robbed of something. I don't know, but yeah.
I hear
And
you.
the Wolves game, I will say, like I just if COVID did not happen and we had that like chance,
Yep.
that's that's what I felt robbed of. Like I feel like COVID robbed, like stole something from Olympiacos from me. Like I feel like we were robbed of something from COVID. Like I don't know. Like I've said it a few times on the pod. Like I don't think we would be where we are right now if COVID didn't happen. I think trajectory of this club could be so different because we would have sold Cisse, we would have sold Semedo for those 15 to 5 million euro deals that just collapsed in the COVID market. It's just so disappointing. But back on track, those are the two I think that stand out for me.
Yep. No, I'm with you there all the way. Now,
Okay.
top 3 favorite Olympiacos players. Period.
So hard, so difficult. But I thought about it. Mitroglou is definitely on there. And I think Fortunis, as much as like people think I shit on him, like I love Fortunis for so like I still do love the player. And again, this is like a really quickly done list. There's so many, it's so difficult, but
Just stick to the ones you've seen.
so I said Fortunis, I said Mitroglou, and you know what? Fuck
Mhm.
it. I'm gonna say Chori Dominguez because I think he was like a modern day epic for some of us.
It was.
But there's so many more in my head. That third one is just up in
Yeah.
the air. So let's go quick here because we got a lot of questions.
So now top 3 non-Olympiacos footballers.
Oh my god. Thierry Henry,
Solid shot.
Robin van Persie for me.
Oh,
I'm also like half Dutch, as a lot of you know. I like going to Ajax games. I like watching them play, and I love watching the Dutch national team as well sometimes. Third, it's difficult. I really loved Cesc Fabregas as well, from those Arsenal days.
me too.
Like I loved a lot of those old school Arsenal teams. Like so, I think I'll say that those 3.
Solid list. I like that list actually. Next question. If there's one show that is not well known that you've seen, would you recommend, or that you would recommend binging?
Okay.
What would it be? So a show that's maybe not mainstream, wasn't watched by
Okay.
everybody, that you would recommend everybody.
I recommend to people, it's one Greek, I'll do one Greek, one non-Greek. Ta Καλύτερα Μας Χρόνια on Earth is really good show. It's about a family during the junta age in Greece, and it's just like, I don't know, it reminds me of my early, not my childhood, but like it makes me think of my like dad's generation's childhood and what things were like and what Greece used to be like. And then, and I don't think it's very well known. And then an American English show. I really like Succession, but I think that's very well known. So
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
watch
common.
kind of trendy ones, you know. So I don't know. I like Succession. I like Billions a lot as well.
I like Billions too. I think that's it
It's
advertised, but I think it was less mainstream.
so Billions. I'll say Billions, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that show as well. Next question. If
Okay.
you met Marinakis in an elevator, what would you ask him? One question.
Man, you know, I've come across people who know him, and I've like come to understand the type of businessman and what he is. And I would just ask, like, what does he want? What is his vision? If he can take an honest pill, like, what is his actual vision for Olympiacos? Like, what is the top that he thinks we can become under his ownership? Like, what is our end goal here? And I don't want to hear the Christian Karambe, like, we're going to win it all. But in his ideal world, like, what can we do as a club? Like, what is our end goal here, and what are we working towards, and how we can support that as an initiative, us. So, yeah.
That's actually a question I probably would ask him myself. So that's a good one. Now, this next question. This is the Gate 7 International edition of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh, God.
So, but we're going to throw Peter in here. So we have an even 6. So between Dimitri, Costa C, Costa K, myself, Marcial, and Peter, you have to pick 2 for each. So let's start with fucking. Who are you fucking?
Of course, Martial, my lover forever, my French lover. I love him. And I would marry Peter for long walks and bird watching.
Okay.
And I would probably kill Dimitris because I just don't know him very well. So it would feel the least painful. I would be like, you know, Samuel L. Jackson in like Pulp Fiction, you know. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, well that's 3, but you still have to pick 3 more of each, or 1 more of each. So
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's 2, 2, and 2,
Oh,
baby.
fuck,
Everybody's in a category. So now
wait.
all you have left is me, Costa C, and Costa K.
Oh my
So
god.
let's break this down one by one. Who are you killing?
I I think it would be Costa K. I'm so sorry.
Who are you marrying? Myself or Costa C?
I don't know. I'm torn between it. It's like flip of the coin. I don't think it matters. I
Put it this way: who would care for you better long term, and who's just that one?
I think Costa with a C is like a good therapist for me, so I'm going with him.
Oh,
I'll
there you
marry
go.
him. Oh, fuck
All
you.
right,
There you
all right.
go.
Well, I'll be the one night stand. Don't worry
There
about
you
it.
go. Okay, that's our
I like
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Well, I saw this question and I laughed so hard when I saw it. It was amazing. Now, next question.
Yeah.
This question's about the Gate 7 International Store, actually.
Okay.
Will the Gate 7 International Store have a delicates collection? I'm trying to think of a gift for my mom. If not, what do you suggest I get for her?
What
I
to
knew
get?
I wouldn't be able to ask that.
Who?
So
Someone wants to know what they should get their mom from our store.
no, the question was if we have a
Yeah.
delicates collection. Do you know what delicates are?
No.
Lingerie.
Oh, we do
I'm
not.
trying to think of a gift for
Excuse
my
me.
mom.
I can tell you like just what to get your mom. I got my mom this. It was like this mug that keeps coffee and tea warm. It's like there's some sort of battery in it. I don't know, we're big coffee drinkers and tea drinkers. So
No delicates. No delicates from mom.
no
And
delicates.
just to be clear, there will be no delicates in the Gate 7 International Store,
No.
just so everybody knows.
Mm.
So who the individual that asked that question, get your mom a mug. It's better than lingerie.
Ember. I think the name is Ember Mugs.
Ember. Ember. There you go.
There you go.
Next question. Best and worst memory from Olympiacos.
I would still say, like, one of my best memories, I have a few in the stadium, was my first ever Olympiacos game when we beat Panathinaikos 3-1, and just, like, pure emotion. I was just, like, ready to cry afterwards. It was just so emotional. Um, and then outside of it, I felt so much pride when we beat Atletico Madrid after they were finalists in the Champions League in that first match day, I believe it was. And like it was the first time I had people in Hawaii who were like, "Oh my God, Olympiacos beat Atletico Madrid. Like they're quite a big team." Blah blah. And I felt so much pride for like, "Oh, my little Greek team is so famous and people know it, even here in Hawaii." Blah blah blah. And Mitroglou scored, and he had come
Yeah.
back, and like Mazuaku scored. So I'd say that, and then worst memory in the stadium, probably Frankfurt.
I was
It's
about to say,
between
sounds
Atalanta
like it's
and
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt,
That was my guess.
but Frankfurt was just one of the worst experiences like I've ever lived in my life. And like whenever I hear the name Eintracht Frankfurt, like my body like just like has an emotional reaction. Like it's really bad.
PTSD.
I have like terrible PTSD, and I'd say outside the stadium was, I'll remember it for like the rest of my life. Like this will go down. Was me and Costa sitting in my tiny studio apartment in Brussels in hot summer, watching us lose 4-0 to Maccabi Haifa
Oh God.
in the end of the Pedro Martins era. Like I'll never forget like where I was and the feeling, like the shock and just depression was huge. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are a few things. Quite modern, but yeah, I don't know.
No, well, there's plenty to pick from for worst, at least in the modern time.
Yeah.
How did you become an Olympiacos fan?
I have the story on my Twitter still plugged. So I think it'd be better if you guys read it, because we're doing rapid fire a bit here. So
Yeah.
basically, my
So there
father
you
was a
go.
Olympiacos fan. I went to the
Yeah.
stadium, fell in love with the team. Rest is history.
Yeah.
So
So check out his Twitter profile and you'll see it in there.
yeah, the header piece. So
Next question. Why hasn't Olympiacos called you to be the new sporting director?
people love their sarcastic comments, don't they? Honestly,
Dude.
I don't claim to like be a genius about football. I just like I just I don't know. Maybe I fully don't know. I'm still waiting for the call. I have been, maybe since this Patreon, I've received calls from the club for other things I've done. So like but not the sporting director club like call yet. Like for other things, we've received the call. I have received the call. I've received the text, but like sporting director, not yet. So one
Yep, I
day.
can attest to that. We have received some messages for things that Lambro has done. Don't worry.
Anyway,
Um, Next question. Would you ever date a girl that supports Panathinaikos?
I did. I did. So yes, yeah.
There you go.
Unfortunately,
I'm married to a Panathinaikos supporter, so
it happens. It's
it
okay.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
We gotta get ready for this one.
Oh,
Would
God.
you suck Donald Trump's dick if it meant Olympiacos would win the Champions League?
No, I would not. I'm sorry.
You would deprive us of Champions League
I
because you
would.
couldn't take one for the team.
I would. Oh God. As like a lot of you may not know, I guess I'm I'm a Democrat. I work in Democratic political space. There was no recovery for me from that. So that's my career as well on the line. So
Next question. Who would
let's
you
see.
rather have at left back next season?
Ramon, I'd say.
Ramon, who is
Okay.
determined to win the league, or
Yeah.
Kostas Tsimikas, but he only cares about going to Nikos Vertis every night?
I'm taking Chimikas because I also love Nikos Vertis. So, like, I will be right there with him at the table, like doing a little this move, all the Greeks out there know this one, the weird hand thing people do. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be right there with him doing that. Like, I'm with Chimikas, man. He doesn't look like he sleeps at all anyway. So, I think it's fine. Let's roll with Chimikas.
Which meme best represents your lifestyle?
Which meme? There's so many, aren't there? But I think it's like the Thanos, "What was he cooking?" It's like me. Like, I think that and then it's like, "What was he cooking?" question mark. That like I'm Thanos and that like cooking. I don't know what's gonna come out of this life I have, but yeah, that's me cooking. So
Next question. What gift would you give Ramon?
I would give him a head tattoo gift card because I think it's the only part of his body that's not tattooed. So I'd love to see him and his friend Kennedy get matching head tattoos. So that was what I would give to Ramon.
So Ramon would get the gift of a head
And
tattoo.
maybe that would put some brains into him. I don't know because God, he's such a mediocre player. Anyway, keep going.
Well, I think that was the last Ramon question. So you have now
I
finished
passed.
with Ramon for the rest of the year.
Perfect.
Now, next question.
Okay.
Who would you rather have dinner with if you had a choice?
Okay.
Martins or Ernesto Valverde?
Do they both speak English perfectly? Or is that
Well,
like
I was about to bring this up. They didn't say they speak English, so I'm pretty sure neither one does. So you
but
have
like
to
let's
have,
say in a perfect world, like
in
they
a
speak
okay, fine.
English.
In a perfect world, they both speak English. Who would you rather have dinner with?
Hmm. I think it's tough, but I think Martins, man, like there's so much. He was here for so long. The shit he saw. Like I just want to like know what happened like at the end. Like what happens, man? Like, it was like we lived such highs and then like such lows at the ends and it's just yeah. He seems like a guy you could have a beer with. Valverde seems a bit like out there. I don't know if I would have a good conversation with him. I don't know. Maybe because I'm young, but I feel like Martine's like I could pop open a beer with and speak with. So yeah.
He would be like, oh my god, why am I forgetting his name? Jesus Christ, Gitanadis.
Oh,
I've had too much.
Luciano.
Luciano, Jesus Christ. I kept wanting to say
Luciano.
Leonardo, and I'm like, that's not. For
We've
some
lived
reason, I
big
lost it.
moments on this podcast, like Luciano interview, Nicopolidis
Yeah.
interview.
I could see Pedro Martins like, okay, in Portuguese, but being like, okay, Lambro,
Gitanadis, Lambro.
Gitanadis.
Yeah.
Gitanadis.
The amount of time you say
Goated
Gitanadis,
quote.
Lambro. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Next question. Which character from your favorite fairy tale or book best represents a member of Olympiacos? It could be an athlete or member of staff, board, owner. It can also be a player that's not a football player.
A fairy tale from a book.
A character.
Oh, I usually read nonfiction. That's a big expose on me. I'm a big nonfiction reader. Like this is gonna sound so boring, but I'm reading Mitt Romney's biography.
Oh
Like
God.
that shows you the type of books I read. Like Adi's falling asleep just hearing that. So I don't really have a character. Really, I gotta pass on this one. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't read fiction books really. I read a great fiction book called Babel recently. Babel, it was really great, and the main character is kind of like a wizard back in Hogwarts, but it's like social justice. It's a bit strange. Um, so I would say he's Mate Valbuena because he's serving us up
Okay.
wizardry, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry for that
There
one,
you go.
but yeah.
Listen, they asked you. You delivered what you had.
Mm.
I respect it. That's good. That's good. I I didn't picture you as a nonfiction guy, but you learn a little bit more every day.
Yeah.
So next, who is your favorite manager, and which season is your favorite since you started watching Olympiacos?
Which season's my favorite? I think like the first one that people think is like 29-20 for modern Olympiacos. But low key, one of my favorite seasons was like Marco Silva season. I don't know why. I really enjoyed that team, even though it was just the talent that wasn't really a
It was
talented
not a
team.
great team, yeah,
It was
like,
not a great team, but, there was some great memories that year, and, um, yeah, I really enjoyed that Olympiacos team, especially Cambiaso as well in that team. I really enjoyed him, and, like, I'll never forget Hernani and Sepa and Felipe Pardo. I don't know why, but, um and also the first season of Martins, I really enjoyed the football. Like, I knew the derby results are never gonna be you can't pick it because the derby results were so bad, but also the Michel season, the Manchester United Michel season, I really loved that season as well. So there's a lot there. I would say surprising, and it's not Martin's 1920 to me, because Martin's 1920, the performance in the Champions League wasn't great. Um, it was we haven't seen a 9-point Champions League group, I think, in a long time now. I don't know if we'll ever do that again, get 9 points in the Champions League as a club. And I don't know. There's something great about those seasons. So I would say that, yeah, that Michel season where we went head to, or was that Michel? I don't remember. Or was it where we beat Atletico Madrid? That was Michel, wasn't it?
it was, yeah.
Yeah. That season where we went to Juventus and we played good, and I'm gonna say that season. I like that season with Mitroglou and Afellay, and then the shit show that happened in the cup with Ike, and
Of course.
um, I don't know. Kasami calling Ike a small team. I think
That
that
was
was before.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that season. I think fondly of that one, so I'll say that one.
Okay.
I don't know
Next
what year
question.
that was, even 2014, 2015, maybe?
I think that's correct, yes.
Okay.
Which of the top 4 in Greece has
Yeah.
been the most shit this year,
The
and
most
why?
shit. I don't think Panathinaikos is that good of a team. Like, I Martial and I saw Ike play in Philadelphia at the start of the season against Antwerp, and I was decently impressed with the football they played. They lost, they didn't go through, and it seems like they made some mistakes in the signings. They didn't sell Levi when the iron was hot, as we say, and Ponce for me looked really bad as well. And I don't remember him ever being that good. So I do think they play better football than Panathinaikos. I just don't think Panathinaikos is that good. I think they've overplayed, and reality is catching up to them at the moment. And I think Ioannidis has bailed them out so many times, and late penalties last season covered up their weaknesses a lot. So Panathinaikos is the worst, I think.
I would agree with that because last season it was, instead of Ioannidis, it was Aitor in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he was very
And
hot, and now he's like a shell of himself as well.
yep. Well, it also helps when they had what 9, 10 penalties last season. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
Next question. General
Hmm.
European Super League versus UEFA setup.
So we had this discussion, I think, in the Patreon. For me, an ideal scenario is not the ideal what was proposed as the European Super League. Personally, I've gotten this debate with Martial, but I really am getting tired of the Greek situation, like the same drama, the same bullshit.
Well,
I
hold on.
don't.
We're not talking about Olympiacos yet. Just generally.
Oh, generally, I think it's a money grab by Real Madrid and Barcelona, but I think this decision opens the path for someone with a little more brains and not money grabbing idiots like Laporte and what's his name, Perez in Madrid. I think a smart person will come in and they'll say, okay, let's do a league, or let's do a pyramid system of 100 clubs across Europe in 4 or 5 leagues, and let's run seasons like that. Like, let's just, like, Olympiacos is in the 4th tier with Galatasaray and Bodo Glimt, and you win promotion, and you go. I think that's the model that could, like, destroy what we have right now, because there's so many mediocre matches at the moment. And the idea is, like, how do we get more quality opponents to play each other across Europe and that people will watch. And the idea is basically every week, let's have Europe's seemingly on the same level teams play against each other and fight to win promotion and keep go higher, higher, higher. Like, could you see a league, the first league, where every Thursday and Saturday or Sunday, Real Madrid plays Liverpool and then PSG, whatever, they play each other like regular leagues do twice. And then you have the final table and they're the champions of Europe that way. I think that's the model that will break it. The current model's shit. Stick with UEFA and Champions League. But if someone creates this model that's more interesting, and I think it's going to come, I think like American investors are going to propose something that's a bit better, and it's going to be fleshed out. I think Italian teams long term, I think Spanish teams are going to look for a model that'll make them more money. And the interest in the Super League, this is a long answer now, is for the mid-tier European sides. It's not for the big boys. Like, the big boys make enough money across Europe. It's for like the Olympiacos, Red Star, like peripheral Champions League, Europa League teams. Like, a European Super League is where they can make their money. And
So then
that's
that's
the
the next
people.
part of the question is,
Yeah.
which would you prefer for Olympiacos?
In an ideal world, I would love to see an idea of us playing against our equivalents across Europe every week, every midweek, instead of watching shitty Greek league matches that mean nothing. Like, I'd love to see us play PAOK or someone else, but like these teams past Atromitos and Ofi and below are just like village sides that have made it to Greek football, and it's just, for me, it's just a lot of these games between them are match fixed as well. That's like the biggest secret across the sport. Like Volos, I'm not like random name, like let's say Volos, Ionikos, whatever. A lot of these games are fixed. Like, they're straight, the fix is in, no one pays attention to them, no one really gives a shit except match betters. And that's it. Like, we need to escape from that reality. And I see, yeah, maybe this is a path out. So that's my long-winded answer on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a good answer. Deep question in the end.
Yeah. Deep question.
So here's a probably a deeper question.
Okay.
If you were to start Gate 7 International's OnlyFans, what would be our kink?
Feet, because we're a football podcast. We'd sell feet, I think.
That's actually a lot more obvious than I thought it would be. So.
There you go. There you go.
Next question. We're home stretch here, only a couple left.
Okay.
Which non-Greek teams do you like?
I like Ajax, of course. My mother's from Amsterdam, and I travel there quite a bit. I have family there. I like Arsenal, but I like Arsene Wenger Arsenal era, and I feel myself, I detached myself from the club probably post Wenger. But I still, if I watch an English team, I like to watch them play. And that's really about it. I like AC Milan. No real affinity, not real, like, if they lose, I'm upset, but like if they're on TV or if they're playing in Europe, I like to watch AC Milan play as well. So those are the teams I would say. Yeah. Kalithea in the second division, I'm hoping get promoted in Greece. So yeah. Tilikratis as well from Lefkada in the second division of Greece as well.
These are Greek teams. I think the question was non-Greek teams.
Oh, non-Greek teams. Okay, yeah. So the ones I said, but two Greek teams slide in there as well.
All right. Last match day, last minute penalty to win the league.
Yeah.
Who takes it from the current roster? We're up against PAOK. It's the dying minutes. Ivan Savides just ran onto the field with a gun again. And you're under fire.
El Arabi, for sure. Even though he's missed some penalties, I think Fortunis is too soft mentally, so I think I'd give it to El Arabi.
I think that's a solid shot.
Yeah.
El Arabi makes it even with Ivan Savides pointing a gun to his head.
He's the killer, baby. He points the gun right back. So
there you go. All right, well, this is the last question, and I thought this was the best question, so I saved it for last for you.
Okay.
Compose myself here.
Oh, God. Let's hear
it. Last week, I was doing the naughty with my girlfriend, Marina, and everything was going fantastically until I finished. But instead of yelling out her name, I kept going and ended up screaming, Marinaki, Marinaki. And it was super awkward. We haven't slept together since. And now it gets weird every time my ringtone goes off and it's the Olympiacos theme song. How do we get through this? So a little bit
Oh my god.
the final question is a little bit of therapy. How do you help this patron who is having now some
I've never
issues
been
with
in
his
this
SO?
situation before. My girlfriend knows I'm obsessed with Olympiacos though, so we do have that in common. But um, I think you have to have a sit down discussion, and I think you gotta let out those feelings that are hidden deep down. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Um, and see what happens. You know, just talk about it. I guess you know, break the glass, talk about the situation, how you get past it. So yeah, yeah,
I
that's
feel
that.
like it probably could have just been avoided if you were just like, "Oh, that's just my new pet name for you." You know, you're Marina, now you're Marinaki, right?
Yeah,
Marinaki.
I thought of that as well, but I was just like,
But it's
come
too
on.
late. If it's already gotten to this point, it's too late. He's missed the boat on that one.
It's yeah, it's too late. It's too late. If he was quick
You
on his
know,
feet, that would be the one.
yeah. But you know, clearly he's coming to you for advice because he's not quick on his feet. And now we have to save a relationship here. Lambro. How, you
You
know,
know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But
maybe I mean, would you advocate maybe like paper bag with a beard on it? You know, just say little role play.
I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Shit.
Oh, well, Lambro, that was the last question. A little bit of
Awesome.
some relationship therapy for whoever asked that question.
Yeah.
And I hope they get some value out of that answer because I think you just saved a relationship here.
God willing.
Um,
God willing.
well, that was all the questions. And
Thank you guys for the
uh
questions. They were interesting as
yeah,
always.
thank you everybody. I got to tell you, like I did not like some of the questions you're getting asked. It was not like what I had in mind. Like I thought there would be some. I knew the Ramon questions were coming, 100%. But like
Yeah.
some of these caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
But thank you everybody for your contributions. It was
Yeah.
enjoyable. Um, ended up being a little bit longer than I expected. I didn't know how long this would take, so
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the time, and
Yeah.
you know, more content coming up. But enjoy the Christmas late night with Lambro, and I think we're gonna try to get a boozing with the boys together for
Yeah.
the holidays. So hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Lambro, any last words for late night before we sign off here?
Yeah. So thank you guys for all the questions and thinking about me and caring about my anger. It's really weird because I'm not an angry person at all. I'm known to be like very Hawaii style, very laid back in real life. So it's like my podcast mantra, I guess. But thank you guys for all the questions. And if you're in Greece, I wish you a happy Christmas at a bouzoukia or something, whoever is young and going out to these things. And again, if you're ever in Pagrati, our Patreon group, I have lots of recommendations. My favorite neighborhood in Athens and missing it and hopefully back soon. So, yeah, happy Christmas, happy New Year to all of our Patreons and all the best. I'll be around. You guys have my number, literally. So text me if
Uh,
you have
the
any
banter
more
will
questions.
resume in the morning, and same happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, Kales Yortes, and on to wow. We don't have there's no match until the new year begins. So
Yeah.
uh,
Also, no one asked me like, who's your favorite Greek singer? What's your favorite holiday? Like,
no,
come on, guys. Like,
no.
I
We had
was
like six
expecting a few
questions about
lists.
Ramon for you. No one cares. No one cares about that. They want to
Like,
know about your bromance with Ramon, who doesn't know you
yeah,
exist.
I know. Next round of questions. Come on. Like, I want some you know, like, what is my hobby? Like, I don't know. Come on, guys, make it
I'm
easier for me.
waiting for the day, if it ever comes, Ramon just discovers this like cult following, like, oh, Ramon and Lambro, and he's like, who the fuck is this guy Lambro that everyone keeps talking about? Is like my bro, and he like reaches
Imagine if
out.
we
He's like,
had a
who are
meetup in
you?
real life, like, we had the photo, like, the handshake, like the Tiger Woods big
Legendary.
dog, Ramon to me, yeah.
Would be legendary.
I could see
Absolutely.
it.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Gates International by the fans for the fans, and we'll see you all next time.